the other debate was this Gretchen Whitmer. She is the governor of Michigan, and she is going against Republican Tudor Dixon. And if you want to just see a liar in action, like an incredible, extraordinary liar, and they only do it because they can get away with it, here's Gretchen Whitmer.
Governor, you've been in office for 4 years now. Harry Truman said the buck stops at your desk. You've had 4 years to try to fix education in this state. Why is it not where you would want it to go at least 4 years ago, where you said you wanted to go?
We've also had some historic challenges over the last few years, I think, to put it lightly. You know, Mrs. Dixon says that I kept students out longer than any other state. That's just not true. I worked closely with my Republican and Democratic governors, and kids were out for 3 months. Lie, you liar, and we all know it. Michigan had some of the most draconian lockdowns. There are a million articles how kids were out for well more than that, how when schools wanted to reopen, she worked with the teachers' unions to keep the kids out. She also, this is the same woman that literally did not want people gardening. She banned the sale of plants and vegetables that we saw plenty of images of it. I went shopping in crazy dystopian Los Angeles. I went to my Home Depot and I bought a bunch of seeds and I sent them to fans in Michigan. She is a liar and a terrible human being. But fortunately, there was another person on that stage, Republican Tudor Dixon, and she was not having it.
I'm pretty sure I just heard an audible gasp around town when Gretchen Whitmer said that kids were out of school for 3 months. Perhaps she wasn't paying attention to what was actually happening. We even had schools that were closed this year. This is shocking to me that she thinks that schools were only closed for 3 months, or maybe she thinks she can convince you that schools were only closed for 3 months, but you know better because your students are the ones that are desperately behind. And the test scores show that she's being dishonest about this. She's being dishonest about even trying to get into these schools to get these schools back on track.
Yeah, that's good. That's clear. That's honest. That's great. It's exactly what I always say. You tell the truth. You say it clearly. But the thing is, Whitmer knows she can say outright lies like that because of, again, the media running cover for Democrats. So she has the balls to get up there. The moderator should have been like, what the F are you talking about, lady? This past year, not 2020. This past year, we were still closing down some schools here. Okay, so be it. Tudor Dixon, who I did not know a tremendous amount about before this debate, she went after the debate. She got all the media around her. Like there were like 20 reporters right in her face, and she just plowed through question after question after question after question and did an absolutely great job. The Democrats obviously are never subjected to that sort of situation. Here's about 30 seconds of it.
Can you maybe talk about that? You know, what would have to go wrong, I guess, for you not to accept results in November?
I've just made it clear that if she runs an illegal election again, that would be a problem. I'm hoping that she won't do that.
Tudor, Jonathan Osting, Bridge, Michigan. You claim that the governor forced people to get vaccines. Can you clarify that comment? Michigan never had a mandate.
I was talking about her Vax to Normal program that said if we wanted to have our freedoms and liberties back, that we had to get to a certain percentage of people that were vaxxed.
Tudor, Zach Gorchow from Dogword News Service. You've been critical of schools remaining closed, but as governor, what would you have done for school districts? Their school boards decided we are going to remain in a virtual posture instead of going to in person. What could you have done? What would you have done?
We saw other states like Florida that said we are going to have schools in person, that's critical, and that's what we should have done in the state of Michigan. We saw other states opening their schools, and the children were safe, and they ended up having much less learning loss than the state of Michigan.
All right, that's a small portion of it. She just went on and on and on. Try to picture, can you even picture a Democrat getting that kind of scrutiny? Just question, 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 question.